Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at an older Husqvarna chainsaw. I believe this one's a model 65. It's a little faded there where the model would have been printed, but I'm pretty sure it is a 65. Customer brought it in, said he's got a tree that fell down in his yard and he wants to cut it up. Now, it wasn't that long ago that he used the saw, but he just wanted me to look at it, make sure it was good to go. He may have mentioned that he didn't think it was running right last time he used it. We'll look into that a little bit deeper. So with all my projects, I look into the fuel tank first and determine if there's pond scum in there or fresh fuel. And I always like to pressure test the fuel line. In this case, it passed. The fuel didn't smell terrible. So we're going to move forward. On the Model 65, we got one screw on the top cover that holds the lid on. We'll get that out of the way. And then there's two screws that hold the nylon mesh air filter in place. This filter looks like it's in good shape. In fact, this whole saw looks like it's in good shape. I mean, I don't see any sawdust built up in here, anything like that. So I think the guy takes care of it. And if he bought it new, he's doing a really good job of taking care of it, because looking into the cylinder here, it's clean and shiny and no issues at all. So when I get a saw that's this old and the cylinder looks this good, when I get towards the end and I go to tune the carb and drop it in some wood, I usually don't deviate too far from the current settings. You know, if it's worked good for the last 30 years, who am I to change the settings on it, right? So we're going to remove the two nuts that hold the carburetor on. We're going to remove this piece of throttle linkage. And then on this model, it's kind of unique. This back plate unscrews and it holds the choke lever in place and the kill switch in place. Kind of straddles over where the throttle linkage meets the trigger. Now you'll notice that there's no wire connected to the back of the switch. It's the little prong is broke off the switch, so we'll have to replace that. We'll pop our fuel line off the carburetor and just kind of gently lift on the studs a little bit so that the carb's got enough room to clear the back plate there. Once I get a carburetor off, I like to take a peek at the intake side of the piston. Look at the skirt and see if it's worn from dirt intake or not. And this thing looks really nice. So there's one gasket, and then there's a bigger gasket behind it that's kind of like an insulator. And in this case, that gasket's not in very good shape at all. In fact, if this thing ran funky at all, I might tend to blame it on that gasket. But check this out. There's some JB weld all over that intake barb fitting. It pressure tested fine, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to change anything on it. But it's a repair that was done who knows when. Seems to be holding up. Our metering diaphragm gasket looks really good. I'm just going to bolt this thing back together. You know, I checked the metering lever height. I was happy with that. And the pliability of the metering gasket itself was good. I'm happy with that. So we'll just put it back together. Because I can't get that red gasket, I can't get a new one, I'll have to make one. And it's really not that big a deal just to trace one out on a piece of gasket material and put the appropriate holes in it. We'll get this gasket back into place. Kind of orient it the right way here. Okay, let's get that fuel line hooked up. Push it onto the barb fitting. Looks like our JB weld is holding well. Alright, now that back plate, we'll get our choke linkage back in place. And get this thing kind of lined up, straddle over the the trigger assembly. Off comes the old switch. And on goes the new one. Now there is a sticker on the chainsaw body that says on and off or run and stop or something like that. So it's kind of important to get the switch lined up with that sticker and oriented properly. When we go to test run this thing, we'll see if I guessed right or not. So again, the case of the missing screws. You know, I really should start putting these things into like a magnetic tray or something like that, but it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Them new highfalutin metal trays, you know. Alright, we got the screws torqued down on the back plate. What's next? Let's slap the nuts on the carburetor there and get them tightened down. Through the magic of editing, we're all caught up here. Little function check on our throttle linkage, looks good. And we'll screw the air filter back into place. On goes the top cover. And then we'll give it a few yanks and see if this thing's gonna run or not. Is it running yet? So obviously it didn't start. Is it a fuel problem? Is it something else? No, maybe it's just the kill switch in the wrong position. Sure enough, I'm gonna have to spin that kill switch around. So that's all I got for you on the Husky 65 look over. Thanks for watching. Later.